ha, 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 ha. Like that. I just think that this sounds like a better reflection of what the Shadowlands could be.
Well, like, check out his hair.
Unlike you, Bobhead, he has hair. Ha 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 ha.
You couldn't even take one line before you quit.
I can't work with someone like him, Soul. You don't understand with his high resolution and his sultry English voice. I want to be the only pretty little princess on this team.
Princess. Yeah. Hey, it's Soul, and welcome back to another episode of Warcraft Weekly, your source for everything Warcraft that I decided is good for you. You being here keeps the channel going, and it keeps the coffee mug full. But I also want to give a special thanks to our patrons and our other contributors. We've got a few new faces, including Anthony and Joseph. We have Robert, who's up in the ante, and we can't forget about Cosmotion Zul'jin, please. Really, he said that. I'm just kidding. Cosmotion, Zul'jin, and everyone else, hey, all of you are awesome, and now let's get to some amazing stuff. It's up! Yes! Seriously, this is the first time I've been this excited about a freaking PTR build because World of Warcraft Classic launched in the middle of a PTR cycle. Not getting a build for a couple of weeks feels like not having food or water. It's like being homesick, but now that we're here, welcome home. What? WoW Classic fans say it, it's not like they own it, okay? We're gonna get to the PTR build later in the show, but first, let's get to all the stuff that's been happening this week. Over the past weekend, BattleNet services were interrupted by a massive DDoS attack.
Oh no, not a disk operating system attack.
No, a DDoS attack. A DDoS attack.
Oh, the DOS. Is that like Milady?
No, the attack happened throughout the weekend, adding more frustration to players between high queues on WoW Classic and Titan Forging in WoW. In so few words, a DDoS or distributed denial of service attack is an external attack on specific networks like the infrastructure that makes Battle.net work. Imagine a men's restroom at a movie theater, except that every movie ends at the same time, and all the guys have to pee. As they walk to the bathroom, they don't slow down, they don't have any sense of decorum, they just push and shove without giving a second thought. Eventually, the hundreds of guys trying to shove their way in just end up pissing themselves.
That's gross.
That's the point. That's what a DDoS pretty much is. Over on WoW Classic, additional realm transfers have opened up, offering players the opportunity to abandon the livelihoods they established to move to a fractured social wasteland of leftovers and those who prefer to not sit in a queue. I have to admit that I've been a really broken record on this one, but now that we're 3 weeks into WoW Classic's launch, queues are still pretty darn bad, at least on a handful of realms. So my question to you folks at home and on the toilet is this. How many of you have given up, or at least have given up on Classic for now? Or maybe not so much that, but how many of you have just had it up to here with this queue problem?
No, go back to the original question. How many of you are quitters?
That's enough, man. Stop dissing the viewers.
Your resolve is weak.
Dude.
Queue with all your hatred.
In other WoW Classic news, it seems that the Classic dungeon experience has been easier than in vanilla. In a recent hotfix, Demoralizing Shout and Demoralizing Roar, which are AoE threat abilities from the Warrior and Druid tanking specs, are going to be nerfed, or otherwise brought back down to the original vanilla levels. So prop pallies, this is it. This is your time to shine. Spoiler alert, you won't. According to reports and comments, which are of course 100% reliable, it was easy enough to pull faster and much more than vanilla tanks did back in the day due to the high threat that these AoE abilities generated. This is followed by mages arcane explosioning the crap out of everything. Understandably, some players are really salty over the change, partly because they preferred to grind dungeons this way, or partly because they were hating on others who were able to take advantage of grinding this way. On top of that, something like this wouldn't be considered an exploit. Blizzard isn't going to ban anyone for this, which may add to a little bit more friction there. I think in the grand scheme of things, it's okay, because really we're in phase 1, which includes the lengthiest part of vanilla's experience in my opinion, leveling. Phases 2 through 6 will play out similarly to today's expansions, with one endgame feature after another. From world bosses to fighting for High Warlord or Grand Marshal, to troll raids and bug raids and horsey raids. And leveling alts, of course. And this sounds cynical, but for the time being, it's just classic. There's nothing brand spanking new to look forward to. You've got the freedom to take as much time as you need, at least until Blizzard announces AU WoW.
You mean Classic Plus.
It's AU WoW, damn it, I'm sticking to it. This week, Blizzard sent out an official post providing more details on the updated RecruiterFriend system coming on or sometime after the launch of patch 8.2.5. I covered it in detail in a video that I'll link below, but here's the gist though. You can have up to 10 of these recruits. For every month that your recruits pay for a subscription, at the end of each month, the game counts those purchased months and you get rewards. This is a reward system that doesn't just last until you get that special mount and then it dies, because after you obtain all the typical rewards, each of your recruit subscriptions means one free month of game time for you. The new RecruiterFriend seems to be a system that can continually reward as long as you have one active recruit. That is, if you can find one. One of the biggest pain points of the system are the requirements. An account is only eligible for RecruiterFriend if it's either brand new or has not been active for at least 2 years.
Well, damn, if only RAF launched in early August before Classic came out, then we could easily game the system.
Yes, but that's the point, isn't it? RecruiterFriend was never designed to be just a system that you gamed for rewards and then you threw it away. Although speaking anecdotally, that was pretty much what it was for, wasn't it? I'm wondering out loud just how many dead accounts are out there that were only made for the RecruiterFriend system of like yesteryear. This is back when you would grant levels to your alts, and after paying just a couple months of their subscription, then you would get like a cool 2-seater mount. And then you were done with it. We often hear whenever there's a new shop mount or promotion that, this is just a Blizzard cash grab. And let's not pull any punches. It is. Everything Blizzard or any company does is really for the sake of the bottom line. But I'd argue that the old RecruiterFriend system, despite its good intentions, didn't deliver on its true intent to grow WoW's subscriber base. Let me ask this again. How many of us just bought an account for ourselves, gamed the system, and then just threw that account by the wayside? Mostly because after we weighed the options and the alternatives, this was affordable. I admit I'm making a baseless claim, but I have a feeling a lot of people did this. I'd argue that this new RecruiterFriend system is much better designed than the old one because it's going to consistently reward. It's also a huge pain in the ass though. Here's an easy example. Hey Bob, you want to make a new account in a few months when RecruiterFriend starts?
F you, I'm busy leveling.
Okay. A lot of our friends and colleagues have already come back to play patch 8.2, which has been enjoyable, or to play Classic WoW, which is also enjoyable. So why didn't Blizzard just launch RecruiterFriend earlier? Because that way, we'd be able to just tell our friends to sign up under us so they can play Classic or whatever the heck version of WoW, and we would get some sweet, sweet rewards out of it. Easy. This is just a guess, but I think those friends would have resubbed or made a new account or whatever, whether RecruiterFriend was around or not. They just wanted to play and that's it. If RecruiterFriend launched earlier, all it would have been, it just would have been simply a free reward system where we players, we veteran players or whatever, we would just fight over all these classic players who are flooding in. RecruiterFriend just would have meant nothing back then.
No, I don't want to play Classic yet, not until the new RAF system is in place. Then I can sign up under you, my best friend. I'm a really nice Bob.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I do admit that I thought about this too, like man, it would have helped me out a ton if RecruiterFriend came out a little bit earlier. But then I asked myself, aren't I being selfish? And you folks know me, I can argue both sides. So I think that's why Blizzard did the RecruiterFriend system with the timing that they chose. The rush of WoW Classic fans came in strictly on the merits of WoW Classic, not because we were pulling teeth and getting people to come in. RecruiterFriend is designed to be an incentive for existing players to motivate us to get our friends who are on the fence of whether or not they want to come over and play. This is also known as the big company using us to warm sell. But I have no doubt that there are people who would do this system all by themselves anyway. The total cost to max out the RecruiterFriend rewards, if you wanted to do this yourself, it's pretty steep. You need 12 months worth of game time. Actually, it would be more like 8 months because 4 months would be gifted back to you. With the requirements being much higher, I'm sure that this is going to turn people off from the system, and apparently Blizzard thinks that's okay. Because Blizzard seems less interested in just that quick injection of revenue. They seem to value 12 months worth of subscription money less than they would value an actual person who's playing the game. And with that, it's time for the What of the Week, where I take the ridiculous comments of Warcraft and I monetize it. This one comes from MMO Champion, which never ever disappoints. Here's the abridged version. You know what really grinds my gears? Veteran players who have been with WoW for over a decade, nothing. Blizzard's like, here's this really cool backpack, but you have to get us new players or bring back some inactive players. Every other MMO on the planet has at least some loyalty system where, hey, if you've been supporting us, you get titles, unique items, etc. Not WoW. It's purely transactional at this point. No sense of community or love for the player base from Blizz. At least that's how it feels. Like, throw us a bone, man. What? This guy expected people to call him a whiny bitch and that he would accept the label. So, I don't really need to say much more about that. Anyway, what? So apparently my loyalty to the game got me nothing, right? Pfft. Let's math this bitch out. Let's just talk subscriptions. No expansions, no WoW tokens, just a paid subscription. In a few months, it'll be 15 years of World of Warcraft, and I'll have been subbed to WoW for 15 straight years, shelling out a total of $2,700 Damn. But as a loyal subscriber, there are a few things that I could take advantage of. One is to subscribe in bulk. A normal subscription is $15 a month. If I got subscriptions in 6-month blocks like a normal person or a frugal person, well, that price drops down to $13 a month. So as a long-time subscriber, I'm gonna have saved $360. That's not bad. This is not exactly a loyalty reward, it's just good consumer sense. At BlizzCon 2011, Blizzard launched the WoW Annual Pass, a pledge that if you stayed subscribed for a year, you'll get a digital copy of Diablo 3 as well as the Tyrion's charger mount for free. You did have to sign up to, I guess, make this an official contract, but otherwise, there was nothing extra to do on your part. You're done. Early in the Battle for Azeroth expansion, Blizzard launched the Dreadwake promotion. For the same cost as a 6-month subscription, you got those 6 months, cool, and the mount. Players who were already part of a 6-month subscription simply received the mount automatically. Most recently, the Sylvanian mount was made available with pretty much the same conditions. If you already signed up for 6 months, it was yours automatically. And then there's this 10-year statue, which does in fact exist, but a lot of critics would love to not count this thanks to all the technicalities that disqualified a lot of people from getting the reward. So even if you don't count that, there are clear benefits for being a long-time subscriber. It's just technically not what you might want it to be. Blizzard has offered rewards to demonstrate loyalty. It works a little bit different because you pay up front instead of paying over time. And not everyone may care about the rewards, but they didn't offer nothing. Going back to the RecruitAFriend rewards, a lot of commenters have said that this would've, coulda, shoulda been something that supplemented archaeology as a reward. Oh, so now people want an update on archaeology. You know what? Next week, maybe I'll try to cook up some ideas and present something to you, and I'll just get back to you on that. Actually, that usually means I won't get back to you on it, but I'll get back to you on it. But with all of that said, my thoughts on a loyalty reward system, sure, why not? Let's do it. Like it could be transmog.
That people will complain isn't what they like.
Or various titles.
That people will complain is hardly enough.
Or some cool toys.
Ooh, some fireworks. Whoop-de-doo.
Or a mount.
Yeah, my 500th mount.
Okay, then what would make you happy?
I don't know, but Blizz better think of something good, otherwise why should I be loyal to them?
Huh. But now, let's finally move on to some 825 content. Saved. So that, you could... Oh my god, PTR. Yes! Woo! I told you, I wasn't kidding. This really was genuine joy and excitement over the possibility of reading through notes on upcoming content. I was thirsty, okay? I've been saying that when a new PTR build finally would come in, that it would be huge, and I could not be more right. and wrong at the same time. We have a first close look at the new rewards players will be sacrificing their morals for in the upcoming RecruitAFriend program. First is the Renowned Explorers set. It looks pretty good on this guy, and here's an alternate look at just the 3D textures that demonstrate really how far we've come when it comes to armor models and making a complete look. Ricky looks like one of the most detailed pets yet, and this new airplane mount looks pretty darn amazing. Now it has a similar style to the old gyrocopters from BC and some of the more recent mounts from BFA, but this is a really cool step up. And just as I thought it would be, it's a two-seater, just like the camel. I don't have much of anything in the realm of spoiler territory, but I do have maybe this one tiny soundbite.
Let's enjoy this moment together.
Let's enjoy this moment together, says Jaina Proudmoore. That much we know. She's having a peaceful, quiet moment, possibly before things really hit the fan.
Unless she lost her shit and now she's force choking the Thanos over the abyss.
Let's enjoy this moment together.
Okay, that's kind of frightening and badass too, but probably more frightening. So the question is, where is she when she's saying this? And who is she with? Who is she inviting to share a moment with? It could be Caligos, Thrall, Anduin, Derek, her brother. She has her whole pick of men. A weird pick. But the real meat that comes out of this PTR build is meat that we can't even see. It's a pair of encrypted videos, one being 3 minutes long, the other 6 minutes long, making it the longest in-game cinematic in WoW when you don't consider outside cinematics like the Warbringer videos, which are in fact longer. So the question, what the fuck are in these cinematics? The only clue that we have comes from the unencrypted splash intro we've also seen that indicates patch 825 will mark the end of the war campaign.
But what about the green ghost people who leave shadows?
Nope, doesn't look like that's going to be a thing.
What about Bolvar killing Lorthabar because he's prettier?
Nope.
But they said that they're the last boss.
What, you mean the big old Titan heads?
No, I mean...
You mean the ocean?
No.
We're gonna fight the ocean?
Okay, stop. Fine, the links were real.
Alright, but let's just slow down for a second. Just because the quote war campaign is over, does that mean that the actual faction war is going to come to an end in this patch? Or is it only the playable war campaign that we actively participate in that's going to end? Okay, I'm thinking probably not. So this is it. All the buildup from internal conflicts facing the Horde, Sylvanas' deception, and the choices players made to help Saurfang or remain loyal to their warchief are all going to come to a wild and controversial conclusion. The Alliance are gonna watch, and I'm sure that they'll find it exciting too. My excitement isn't really coming from what's going to happen, mostly because I've been saying over and over again that in 825 Sylvanas would no longer be Warchief, and I really hope that I'm right. But it's more about how is this going to happen? There are a lot of players on the field and a lot of unanswered questions.
Like, what the heck is she doing?
Yeah, like that. Here's the small problem though. It looks like this time around Blizzard is not going to make it very easy for us to find out what happens. It all came in a simple tweet by designer Jeremy Fiesel. The revolution will not be data mined. You know what? Good. I want the world to be surprised.
You mean half the world. The US gets patched first.
They can watch my stream. Twitch.tv/SoulSoBreezy. Not all of you agree with me, clearly. I'm looking at these comments like, I disagree. I want to know if Blizzard is worth it giving them money or not, so tell us the ending already. Dude, that should have been my word of the week. Man, I want to see the whole world be surprised, excited, blown away, disappointed, enraged, etc. all at once, together. Part of the magic of a big story reveal is that all of us can share this collective feeling. For those brief moments, it gets everyone talking, discussing, reacting, arguing, and more. Instead of what we have now with protracted and fragmented conversations that really threaten to wear the excitement down. Already I'm shaking. Oh, okay, actually, I'm not shaking, but I'm pumped up and flustered because I have a feeling that I'm right when I've been saying that patch 8.2.5 isn't going to come out until early to mid-November. That's like November? Oh, I messed up. October. That's like a month from now. A month of waiting. This upcoming patch 825 is what it is. It's a patch to propel the story into what I hope is a satisfying conclusion. And feature-wise, a spread of social support systems designed to keep people partied together, to encourage players to come play, and to help you find a guild or community that suits your needs, your time, your schedule. And I really hope that it doesn't suck. And that's the show. This week has been a hell of a roller coaster between some really warm weather, but a lot of traffic coming to the channel, so I want to express my gratitude to everyone who's come to visit. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Fellow WoW fan and artist Scribblefrost made some amazing pictures for me so I can make some cool shirts for the guild and to also make some swag over at my Teespring page. You can check out my store in a link below, and I encourage you, if nothing else, to just take a glance. I got shirts and mugs that you can pick up so you can represent your favorite class and spec. And for you WoW Classic fans, a modest design with all the original class icons. I try to sell this stuff for pretty cheap. I make maybe like $1 on most of the items here because it's not like I don't have faith in the quality, but I just want more people to have cool things. But I'm just going to let the store speak for itself if you're interested. Oh, and one last note, a big congratulations to our guild, Prisoners of Warcraft, on getting AOTC on Ashara. We pulled through, we got it done. And all it took to rally the team was to say that I would give 2 million gold in prizes in an upcoming guild event. Fun.
Where's my gold?
Oh, here you go, buddy.
Yay.
So let's all have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Of course, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more of this and all things Warcraft. Until next time, stay safe, stay happy, and stay breezy.